Bonjour mes amis, hi guys, I have an interesting bit of kit with me today. This is my Patek Philippe 5296R with the sector dial. So it is a true, the larger descendant of the original Calatrava, which back then was not known as the Calatrava, it was just the reference 96, a reference launched by Patek Philippe when the Stern family took over, and it really worked, and relaunched the brand, and allowed Patek Philippe to develop. And well, the first ones had a GLC caliber. They were later on able to put on their own calibers, and the Calatrava evolved. At first, it was closer to 30 millimeter, very tiny by today's standard, and then it grew over time. And this one is probably the larger execution with a very small bezel, although it is 38 millimeters. There's a lot of dial real estate, so it does wear quite big, almost like a 39 40, very modern. And it is also here in a rose gold with the officers type of dial, sector dial, or railroad track type of dial. It is also the more stunning, could almost say flashy execution. This one really makes a big impression from a distance, which is not always the case, and not supposed to be the case normally for a Calatrava, the classic dress watch, really the definition of what a dress watch is. And I do love the more simple dials with the applied markers. It's true that on a computer image, this is a lot more striking, but in person, the applied marker versions are absolutely stunning and have an aura to them. And I do love them as well, and are absolutely fine also in 36 millimeters or 37. Here, it is really a bit more the extreme, the more flashy, but nothing like a sports Rolex two-tone. Obviously, this is still super class. And when you wear it, with all the discussions about the sports models, platinum and gold Daytonas with baguettes and whatnot, a lot of people seem to enjoy the very flashy watches right up to the moment when a thief snatches them off their wrist, and then it's a regret time. The Patek Philippe Calatrava, and in general, the Patek Philippes are watches that are very under the radar. They apply some of the Bauhaus styling cues, and it makes you feel very confident that well, you don't need to be loud. That this is something you wear more for yourself, not for the people around. And of course, the connoisseurs will know what it is, and then you can have an interesting conversation. But it's not the watch you're going to wear to impress people in the train. It's something you wear for yourself, knowing that you have acquired something very amazing. And it's the whole point of Patek Philippe. It's not to be traded from dealer to flipper. It's something you buy once in your life. I mean, this piece here, I bought it a couple of years ago. It's the kind of piece you really buy when you're 50, and you buy it as a heirloom. It's the whole Patek Philippe commercial thing, the whole shtick. And yeah, you do feel that way when
Grande Classique
when
from
you
Patek
hold
Philippe.
one of these pieces. It's not something you're gonna wear every day. I mean, I'm not one of those guys like in the Patek Philippe commercials with beautiful hair, living, doing yachting on the what is it, the Como Lake in Italy. So for me, the reason I got this is because it was available, because I saw it on Chrono 24 at a great price, naked. That means without box and papers. And for me, that was a chance to get into it, to own the a beautiful Calatrava with the, as you can see here, the Geneva seal, so pre-2009, and the watch was in impeccable condition, coming from a dealer in Japan. So I felt confident about buying it, and I think our idols of the past didn't care about box and paper. It's probably the first thing they would throw away. And who knows, this watch, maybe it was a gift, maybe it was someone who lived that life, who lived a life where, well, although it doesn't seem like it's been worn much, if at all, before I got it. But maybe someone who also just wanted to enjoy the watch and didn't care about the baggage it comes with. And these days, every time you buy something, you have to worry about the box and the papers and save them. It's kind of a baggage. I feel it's very freeing for the mind to wear a watch that is naked, no box, no papers. This is it, yeah, and you just wear the watch, and I don't have to. I have another Patek with the full set, and it's a different feeling, to be honest. And I was talking to a dealer yesterday, and he was saying, "Oh, I was showing him my watch. We were talking about trades and everything. We'll come to that in a minute, the investment side of things." And he was saying, "Oh, for us, we can't really buy this because we can't sell a Patek without the papers." Of course, there's always the risk that it has been stolen and whatnot. In this case, I don't think this is the case, but I can understand them. Although I think the more you look at the vintage, obviously, the less it matters to have the box and papers. It's always great to have it. It adds something. But for us who want to enjoy a watch, I don't think you should shy away. If the price is good, if the condition is amazing, go for it. Now, let's talk a bit about watches as investment, something we talk a lot. This watch, when I got it, I wasn't looking to get this model exactly. I just, I've been opportunistic opportunist when, my God, when I built my collection. Yes, a couple of watches, I did seek them. A couple of watches just came out, and I ran to the AD to get them, like the Zenith Chronomaster, for example. But many of my watches, like this one, I just jumped at the opportunity of owning something and putting it in my watch box, and it turned out this one that it kind of makes my collection puts whole. Without this, some of the less noble pieces don't feel so right in the collection. I mean, doing this ticked a major box. You get a classic Patek Philippe, and of course they are much more complicated and expensive Patek Philippes, but this one is perfect at what it does. And I like watches that are perfect at what they do. Like the Omega Moon watch, for example, or some divers from Seiko even. With a beautiful style and just perfect at what it does, which is a dress watch with a date. You just cannot beat this. It's perhaps it is the best watch in the world in some regards, right? No matter what other watches can do, and it's something I like about this watch is that you wear this and. When you shop around, it makes you feel okay about not buying other watches, not lusting after other watches, because you do own something that is perfect and that many see as the epitome of watchmaking. So yeah, I didn't buy it. I wasn't looking for it. I wanted to experience it. So in a way, in back of my mind, I thought maybe it's a good investment. Our friend Archie Luxury, Paul Pluta, always had a very great advice for us. And in terms of Rolex, Patek, what was interesting to buy, and he did say 2-3 years ago, Calatravas, look into it. He went for that, and yeah, this watch has appreciated a lot. If you look at Chrono 24, a naked model comes pretty much at the retail of a Calatrava, 25,000 US, and then it goes up from there. Of course, prices are inflated there. Real life, you can still hope to get 20. I paid much less for this watch, so it has increased in value. So I got to thinking, well, I've enjoyed it. if I keep on wearing it, you don't wear your Picasso, right? You don't wear your stock portfolio, but you do want to wear your beautiful watches. And I've been very careful only wearing it inside, really. But I tell you, when you wear it outside, it's a different thing. It's fantastic. It catches the light in so many ways. Sometimes the dial is white. Sometimes the darker it gets, the grayer it gets, and the gray shifts around, and the whole thing just looks so expensive, to be honest, so crisp compared to other watches. And yeah, the more I wear it, the more I take a risk of damaging the watch, and it might. If I do a scratch, I did one here. Every scratch is gonna cost me $1,000 or something, and at some point, if I wear it a lot, I also will need to. Right now, it runs perfectly, but to the second actually. But at some point, I might need to have it serviced, and then if it's an investment watch, it eats out at your investment pretty quickly, and there will be nothing left. So I was thinking, yeah, I'm not very wealthy. I just try to do sane decisions in my investments, whether it's about watches, stocks, funds, bonds, whatever. Cars too, and well, cars I was never very lucky. And so maybe the responsible thing to do, and you're going to scream for that, but would be to say, okay, I've enjoyed this just like I enjoyed my longer, and then, okay, it's time to move on, sell it, realize the profit on my investment. It's not we tell ourselves many stories about why we buy watches, and one of them is that it is an investment. Well, it won't be until you sell it, or your kids sell it, or your grandkids sell it. And until then, it's just frivolity. It's a toy and something that you just tell yourself as well. It's just a story. So I was thinking, yeah, maybe it is time for me and put the money to good use. Maybe I can get a car for the price of this watch if I sell it well, or deploy the money into something else. I can buy stocks, I can invest in things, I can buy another watch maybe this year, otherwise it will be difficult. But of course, yeah, it changes the composition of my collection quite a lot. This one is the most colorful watch perhaps that I have, which is funny because it's also one of the dressiest. But I have another Calatrava, my 5134, which I like more. I really love the size of the 5134, the everything about it. It's more endearing. But yeah, this one here, this with the lugs integrated to the mid case, this construction is unique and ultra thin. It just disappears on the wrist. Such a beautiful watch. It changes my collection a lot, but then it opens. You always have to move on and move forward. Most importantly, so at the same time, I know if I sell this now, I will never get another one until maybe I make a lot more money. I bought it really well, so it's twofold. I get to enjoy something that other people maybe cannot afford, if you want, especially the whole box and paper thing. But at the same time, it has gained value, and I can realize my investment. So yeah, I looked around a bit, and everything has gone up. So the prices here have gone up as well. I did have a look. I considered also maybe trading. People were telling me, you'd be nuts to trade this for Rolex, GMT, but if what I paid here is the retail price of a root beer. So the root beer is much more expensive. Every week it gains $1,000 in the dealer's windows. It's just impossible. So I did inquire. I went yesterday to see a dealer just to see what he says, and yeah, he was like he won't take this without the box and papers, or without the papers at least. There would be too much difference between the two watches. But to be honest, as I was holding the root beer next to this, it felt like as if you were parking your classic Ferrari, beautiful lines, and stepping into a Lamborghini Countach or a tank in comparing the GMT Master 2, which is beautiful, and I'd love to have one. But comparing to this, they're just not in the same realm of watches. It's just completely different things that you enjoy for different reasons. One thing I was aware of is that the Rolex, I could wear it every day here in the summer as well. This watch here, I wear it now a lot because it's the winter and it's not sweating outside. But come March, April, I cannot. This will die within a week if you wear it, unfortunately. But I can always change it, put it on summer boots, something a bit more convenient. But yeah, there you go. I have another Patek. I have enjoyed this. It's worth more money now. I looked at my options, but then again, it is the true descendant of the original 96.
The case has all the distinctive characteristics of the original Calatrava style. The case middle is harmoniously extended by the lugs.
And in the future, they might never make it again exactly like this, although Patek will always make the Calatrava, I think. Right now, I don't think there's a Calatrava. Well, there's beautiful Calatravas as well. The ones from last year are very nice. But there's not one like this. Maybe it will come back, maybe it won't. But maybe it will always remain special. And who knows, in the future, it could be worth a lot more. So there's no harm in keeping it if you don't need the money. To be honest, I do need the money. The tax bill is very high. So I looked at all my options. What I should do. But I wanted to share with you a bit the feeling of owning a piece like this when you're not ultra wealthy, if it's not your 50th anniversary gift or the company gifting it for loyal services. I got it because I could, and now it sometimes it weighs a bit on my mind. Sometimes it just makes me feel just amazing. Because it's just a beautiful watch, and there you go. That's what happens when you collect watches. So let me know a bit what you think about it in the comments, and I will speak to you in the next one. Bye bye, guys.